Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 25 with the San Francisco Giants. I am both sick and I'm tired. It is Friday morning. I've had a cold for the last couple of days, and I just spent the last 2 hours playing dodgeball with my kids at school. So my body is aching, but I wanted to get a video in here today. So we're gonna go ahead and get through July. So I simmed June offline, and I told you there were going to be some changes made, and there were indeed some changes made. We made 2 trades in the month of June. Likely going to make some more here in July as we try to tweak, I guess, the outskirts of the team now that we've made a couple of big moves to address some potential issues. So let's take a look at the trades that we made. So the first one, we picked up that center fielder from, excuse me, the Colorado Rockies, Robert Calaz. The power is 25 years old. He's ARB eligible. Had a tough year last year, but 22 home runs the year before that, 17 the year before that, plus 100 OPS plus, 2.5 WAR 2 years ago, 1.5 WAR last year. I love the outfield ratings. The arm isn't great, but that's just a fantastic center fielder. He's got really good base stealing ability, and he's got that power. I like the 65 power against lefties. So what did we give up for Robert Calaz? We traded, and you can see the other deal right there, but we'll get to it in a minute. We traded Anthony Gutierrez. I liked Anthony, obviously really good defensively, but he's signed to a long-term deal, and he can't stay healthy. 6 more years, it gets a little bit more expensive, but once you get up to $8 million, $9 million, and somebody who can't stay healthy, difficult time paying him that. He only played 44 games for us a year ago. Was pretty good the previous 2 seasons, but Calaz, better defensively. He's got the better range, better power. I think he fits in a little bit better. We give up Josh Edick, who was a 24-year-old second baseman in our minor league system, was hitting .314 in Richmond. We traded Cade Armbead, and I'll show you why here in a minute. He wasn't hitting really good defensively, but as you guys know, we've got a lot of that in our minor league system. And we traded Bernie Lemus, who was the one kind of prospect that they wanted in this deal. Good defensively, average bat, maybe a bit above average bat, hadn't made it higher than A-ball. So we traded Calaz for Gutierrez, Edick, Armbead, and Lemus. And then the other deal we made was the big one. We sent Shane Baz back to Tampa, where he has struggled. He's making $10 million this year at a player option, next year for $10 million. O'Neill Perez, we traded both of our catchers in separate trades. So Perez had he never really hit in the majors. He was actually really bad with the bat. So we traded O'Neill Perez, Serhat Elahi, who was, I think he was a left fielder in our system. They made him a first baseman. And who else? I think 2 other players. Just Julong Chua, a 29-year-old that we had in our minor league system. And then the other big piece of that was Glider Figueroa. We traded him as well. He had not a bad season last year. This year, a bit of a step backwards, but still above average. He was okay defensively, really good ratings against lefties, against righties, below average. And in exchange, we brought back Mason Black, and we stuck him directly into our rotation. He's been 4-1 with a 3.77 so far. He's been really good. We picked up Junior Caminero, who we had talked about. He signed this year, and next year's a player option. He's probably going to opt out of that. I've been looking at re-signing him, and I'll show you what he wants here in a minute. But you can see he's been raking for us in this first month. 6 homers, 16 RBIs, hitting almost 360. And then Engelth Urena, a power-hitting catcher who's passable defensively. You can see he's hitting 300. He has 4 home runs already and 884 OPS. So when we made those moves, it also created a hole at shortstop. We called up Frank Cuevas, who was our supplemental first-round pick in 2029. He sort of rocketed through the minor league systems. He had a lot of home runs in a short amount of time. And so far, so good. 256, 345, 23. He's got 6 home runs, 17 RBIs in the month, and he's playing about average defensively at third. So You can see our new lineup as it shapes up. Jet Williams batting leadoff, Nolan Schanuel, Royce Lewis, Tristan Cassius, Ceydan Rafaela Cuevas, Miguel Blyce out in center, Byron Buxton in left, Engelth Arena in behind the plate. And then Robert Kalaz is our backup outfielder against righties. I got Caminero playing backup at first, third, left, in DH to get him some playing time against righties. And then against lefties, we switch. We stick Kalaz out in center field. Even though he, Buxton, and Blyce are all better against lefties, I want to give Kalaz the shot. And I got to shut this off. I want to give Kalaz the shot to see how he does. Buxton keeps getting hurt, but I mean, he's given us a 966 OPS and 37 at bats, so I want to make sure he gets some at bats. So he's starting every fifth game in left, every fourth game is the DH. He's the main pinch hitter off the bench. So if you look at our batting stats, we got 3.2 WAR out of Schanuel, 22 home runs, 68 RBIs, and 950 OPS. Jet Williams has been pretty good. I'm gonna get Stroman out there at second base. Jet Williams, 7 home runs, 31 RBIs, stolen 18 bases already. He's on pace for like 4.5 WAR or something, which I'll take. Royce Lewis having another good season. Engelth Arena we talked about. Cassius starting to hit a little bit, but I'm thinking that we let Cassius walk. You get the comp pick for him and then re-sign Caminero to be our starting first baseman. That's sort of my thought process here. Caminero's better defensively, and he gives our lineup a little bit more left, right, left, right, left, right. Better against lefties. So we still got some time, though. Cuevas, we talked about. Rafaela, 95 OPS plus, but it's starting to creep up. Again, he always plays better in the second half of the season. Pitching-wise. Oh, and then we did pick up Steve Halling. I forgot about this. We picked up Halling. Why is that trade not showing up here? That's interesting. Trade's not showing up. We'll go to history. So we traded Braylon Morrell, who was our outfielder who hit really, really well against lefties but struggled against righties, along with nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Along with William Schmidt, who was just a guy. He was sort of one of our depth pitchers, and then Wyatt Sanford. So I wasn't crazy about giving up Morrell, but I figured bringing Kalaz back sort of, I don't know, softened that blow a little bit. And then we brought in Steve Halling, who actually made the All-Star team. He was actually considered an All-Star for Atlanta. Pitched 7 games in relief for us, but I just recently moved him to the bullpen when I DFA'd Nick Lodolo. So you can kind of get a feel for how our pitching staff is doing. Harrison, Yamamoto, Gasser, our top 3 pitchers, our top 3 WAR guys. Kyle Hurt, we moved him to the bullpen. He's just so much better in the bullpen. 22 Ks, only 12 hits in 20 innings, a 3.31 ERA plus, and the rest of our bullpen has been fine. It's settled down. It really has. Waldrop's got an ERA close to 5, but again that FIP at 3.5, so I'll take it. So we're gonna start simming. We're gonna sim up to the the draft. We'll do the draft. We'll do the deadline, and then we'll kind of go from there. So we got a few days off here before Miami. And yeah, I'm feeling a little under the weather today. It's been a couple of days here for me. One of the Chicago White Sox claimed Nick Lodolo. That's fine. All-Stars. I talked about who made the All-Star team for us. Kyle Harrison made it. Cisneros made it out of the bullpen, which is a little surprising, but whatever. Halling made it as a reliever as well. So we had 3 relievers make it. Schanuel, and Lewis. So we had 5 All-Stars in total. So we're going to keep an eye on the trade block. I'm thinking about maybe adding a pitcher, if we can add a starter or add a relief pitcher. I want to give Hartman a shot. I like the two-wayness, if that's a word. You know, he's got pretty good power against righties, so he can be effective as a pinch hitter and a guy off the bench. But if our bullpen struggles in the rest of the month, we'll need to find somebody. So we're 6.5 games out of first place. We are 5 games up in the wild card. So we got Miami today coming out of the break. First game is a 9-4 loss behind Yamamoto, and a 9-6 win behind Gasser. We score 2 in the 5th, 4 in the 7th. Cassius goes 2 for 5 with 4 RBIs. Jet Williams 3 for 3. Williams homers twice. Rafaela hits his 10th. Yeah, Gasser wasn't good, but the bullpen was. 3 against Miami. We lose 8-5, so we lose 2 out of 3 to the Marlins. 8-6 wins. So a lot of offense here to start off the month of July for the Giants. Blyce 2 for 3 with a couple RBIs. Lewis with a couple RBIs. Stroman with a couple of hits. Halling goes 5 1/3. He gets the victory. Another game against San Diego is a 7-4 win. Caminero 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Oh, and then we also called up Danny Guerrero, who was, our big catching prospect. He's now up with for our completely new catching tandem, and he's raking so far. So our catching situation has gotten much better overnight. Harrison gives up 4 and 5 1/3, but our bullpen pitches well. Final game against San Diego is a 4-3 win. So it should be a win for Yamamoto. Yep, only 5 and 7 on the year. Williams, Shanuel, Buxton already has 8 home runs. 265's got 8 home runs and 49 at bats. I'll take the 755 slugging out of Byron Buxton for sure. So we got Las Vegas and the draft today, so it's another win. What do we got going on here today? Cuevas hits his 7th home run of the year. He's driven in 20 runs in about a month and a half. Gasser gets the win. Walker with another save, and it is draft time. I would really love to find a 22-year-old bat, somebody who will be big league ready in, a year or two, and it's someone like this. He's not that good. He's not that ready, honestly. But you got a third baseman here. Could probably make him a first baseman. He's close to being ready. Yeah, I would love to find a Ward Savoy. Not really a shortstop with those ratings, but yeah, that's really what I'm looking for. Oof. All right, let's just get into the draft because that guy's not. Some of these players aren't going to fall to us. We're picking 33rd. Let's just go. All right, and see what we see. Oh, all right. Who do they think we should take? Kimani Cookies Karoma. I don't want to pay $9 million for an 18-year-old high school starter, even if he is an extreme ground ball with 5 potentially elite pitches. Yeah, the bats just aren't there, man. I'm not prepared to draft another 18. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say I'm not prepared to, but I'd rather not draft. I'm not going to draft another catcher here in the first round. Joel Butler might not be a bad option. The arm's not really. I mean, he can play short, probably more of a second baseman, but I don't know. Let's look at pitchers. So they think we should take Karoma. We got Alpha Akpan, 21-year-old out of UC Berkeley. Pretty well developed already. Not a top arm. I mean, I'm always, I'm always just drawn to these guys. I can't help myself. Mike Furr is actually more developed. 60, 60, 65. 65, 55, 60. Yeah, I mean, I prefer Mike Furr with that personality. All right. I can't believe I'm going to take another high school pitcher. Really? I can't help myself. Just can't help myself. Mike Furr is that top pick. All right, let's go back to batters now and see what sorts of options are still available. All right, we still have some good players here. Eddie Kerr looks all right. Burt Mullet is a second baseman who can't really. He's an impossible sign as well, so forget about it. Dave Robeson can't play third. I mean, terrible fielders. Can't bring myself to take a I mean, maybe we take Caleb Ferris here. I mean, not terribly. I mean, he's pretty well developed for an 18-year-old. Decent speed. We'll plug Ferris in there unless we see something better. Osborne looks okay. Anton Abella, no. And not impressed with the draft this year. Esteban Barrera, high work ethic. I think maybe we take Barrera. More of a high floor kind of guy, but, I don't have enough of those. Ooh. Ekundayo. Second base with that arm. I'm going to take Barrera and hope Ekundayo is there with our next pick. And he's not. Shoot. Solito Getz. Again, another high floor kind of guy. I think I'm okay with that in this draft. Andy Mason's 22. I think I might like Mason better. High work ethic. I mean, center fielder with just a terrible arm, but I think Andy Mason is the pick. Yeah, I think Mason is the pick. Let's just make sure there's... Nope, I think Alpha Narciss is the pick. I don't like the personality. I don't like the personality at all, actually. Billy Stanley is another one with low work ethic. Ariano, I don't mind that batting profile. It's a leadoff hitter batting profile. Brunette doesn't look bad. We're going to take Andy Mason here. Let's see who the AI thinks we should take. Jackson Van Buren. No, thank you. He's not bad, but take a look at pitchers again. I think I'm going to take another hitter here, but I want to see what else is available. Sean Scroggins, no. Steve Scott. Definition of average across the board. Let's go back to batters. Ooh, I am struggling today, guys. Nicholson. He's an impossible guy. Cantwell. High work ethic. Ton of power. 6'4", 185. Yeah, I mean, let's take a shot at Alexis Cantwell. I'm seduced by the power, as they say. We got any other high floor guys that are still here? Ken McCullough's still there, but he's low work ethic. Ancrum. Meh. Baird. We'll take Joe Brunette here. Decent looking power bat. Let's go to fielding now. What do we got for catchers? Steve Murphy, no. And not much there in the way of catchers this year. That's fine. What about infield range? Chris Willier. Yeah, that's really good defense. Pretty well developed. I mean, he could be a starting second baseman. Sure. I could see that. So yeah, if I don't sound like I have a ton of energy, that's because I don't. I'm not sleeping particularly well right now. Brendan Totten, again, another 20-year-old. Good defense. High work ethic. I will take him. Unless Joel Britton is notably better. He isn't, although I may take Britton with the next pick if he's still there. He is, so I will take him. All right, now we'll go to individual pitch potential. And yeah, I'm trying to get as many videos in here as I can before the dog season starts, because once that starts, I'm just not going to have much time to do this. I'll have time. I'll still be able to squeeze videos in here and there. And wow, Sergio Ortega. I don't understand how someone like this is only a 35. I mean, I get that he's average up and down the board, but there's value in that. Someone who has 6 pitches, yeah, I'll take him. So yeah, I'm still gonna do some. I'm still gonna record. I'm certainly not shutting the series down. By any stretch of the imagination. I'm not even close to that. Steve Duwani is a pretty well developed 18-year-old. I like that. But like right now, I'm able to record if I wanted to, I could record every day. I'm gonna take Ajani Oladapo. I don't like the control, but high work ethic. Maybe he can get hit with some TCR, and we can work with that. Right now, if I wanted to, I could record every day. I'm deliberately not recording every day because I don't want to be 30 years into this playthrough. But once baseball season starts, I'm gonna have to cut back on how much I'm recording, which isn't great, but chasing my dreams, man. That's what it's all about, right? Nazaro doesn't. I don't like the movement. I'd rather have somebody with bad control than bad movement. But 40 movement is passable in San Francisco, especially if you've got 70 stuff, 55 control, and 3+ pitches. So we can take. Was it Granoff? Yeah, it was DJ Granoff. We can take him. All right, let's go back to batting potential. See if there's anybody left. I'm looking at pitching potential. I asked for batting potential. Those are all batter. Those are all pitchers. That doesn't help. All right, what do we got? We got Ariano. He's still available. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you get a 70 contact guy, like potential 70 contact guy. You got to take him, right? Center fielder here, 60 contact potential, 60 power potential. We'll take him. Eric Griffin. Yeah, I mean, we don't normally draft first baseman, so we'll take one with 60 power potential, I guess. Dempsey Kimball. He's bad. We'll take Bobby Durkee, 60 contact. Jim Ben Shaw, definition of average, but high work ethic, sure. And then I'll let the AI do the final 2 picks of the draft. Now we got to sign our players. That's right. We're missing a 4th round pick because we signed Jet Williams. So all that money's going into Mike Furr. And we have enough money to sign everybody. That's fine. Okay. Get those guys signed on. Do we have to do anything with our minor leagues? What's rookie ball look like? We have 40 players in rookie ball. Anybody that needs to, let's start in Double A. Anybody need to be called up? Bobby Staley is pitching really, really well in Double A, so we'll move him to Triple A. How's Bolivar doing this year? Better, definitely better, but he's not ready. He's just simply not ready. So we'll leave him there. Contreras is raking, but I don't really have a home for him, so we'll leave him where he is. Lammers, we just called up, hasn't played enough. How's Hanaway doing? Yeah, most of these guys I just called up. So him in 113 strikeouts and 77 innings. Yeah, we can go ahead and call Nelson up to Double A. Rubik needs to stay where he is. I called up Harrington. I had to, he was our 1st round pick 3 years ago, and he's been stuck in rookie ball. Made 1 start, not terrible. He's 5 for his first 20, has a home run. The contacting gap has increased, so that's encouraging. How's Fennell doing? Not well. But, he's just walking too many, giving up too many home runs. But we'll leave him there. 35, 40, 30. I think he is where he belongs. Ryude Henry is not hitting, but he is where he belongs. Kenki O'Brien isn't pitching well, but he is where he belongs. Tim Cobb, with his ratings, he's pitching well. He'll leave him where he is. Oh, all right, I don't think we need to call anybody else up. All right, so what do we? I mean, we're set. Starting pitching is ninth in earned run, is ninth in the National League, but we got rid of 2 of the big problem areas. But let's see what's available for pitching prospects. Vlad is back on the block. He's been playing really well since we traded him back. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say he was done, but moving him and that contract allowed us to make some moves, even though he's hitting in Toronto. So can't really complain. A lot of pitchers. I don't know how many of them we can actually afford. 17 million, 22 million, 11 million. Yeah, I mean, AI would have to eat, the majority of these deals in order to make this work. Abner Uribe's making 10. Tristan Beck. Mark Church. Fastball slider. I mean, that's a back of the bullpen guy. Fairbanks is getting up there in age. Vesia, what's he making? 8 million? No. I tried for about an hour to get Hunter Green away from Milwaukee, and I just couldn't make it work. I tried, man. I tried hard. And they just wanted too much. Like I said, all right, you can have Robert Gasser back, and I'll even retain the entirety of his contract. And it's Gasser and Cuevas, and I just couldn't make it work. So, like, if I go into prospects, not giving up Cuevas, Fennel, Harrington, I'll give you an 8 Doherty. Yeah, like 65 overall prospect doesn't change it at all. What about ATN? What about Burgess? Like, you see what I mean? Like, what they're asking for with some of our best prospects. So I just couldn't make it happen. But this has got to be the best deal in baseball right here, honestly. He's been really, really good. So I tried so hard to make that work, but I couldn't. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's not a lot here that I would say is significantly better than. I mean, I wouldn't mind picking up a Luke Little if you're willing to work with me here. Yeah, I'm not giving up a player off my roster, though. Bolivar. Oh, my stomach's growling. Contreras. All right, so they have to retain. See how badly they're actually looking to get rid of him. Not badly at all. Yeah, see, this is over. And I mean, it's not like these guys are good. Not like they're great ball players by any means, but Phil Furness, high ceiling or high floor guy. Yeah, they want one of my. I mean, the other thing we can consider is Tristan Cassius, right? Like we can. Yeah, I don't want to trade him for Little, but like. Like, you're not into this, right? I mean, Cassius and Gasser. Yeah, it doesn't get it done. Let's see. I'm not crazy about the idea of trading Cassius. I'd rather get the comp pick for him, but if there's a starter in here that's oof. Landon Harmon. Possible arbitration. Wow. I might be willing to do that. Not for Cassius, but that's an arm I wouldn't mind picking up. Here's a 25-year-old Eddie Babin. My stomach is growling. I don't know if you can hear that. After dodgeball, though, I'm too tired to get up and eat anything, so I'm just going to sit here for a while. Can we get this injured player from Arizona? Cassius Cuevas Walker. No. That's not happening. And trading with Arizona is not exactly my idea of a good time, but extreme ground ball, 65 stuff, fastball slide. I mean, that's nasty right there. That is nasty. Can I make this work? Like if I give you I mean, once you submit your offer, I'll try to give you a firm answer. What if I give you Furnace too? Kalaz, Walker, yeah. So like, it's not really. You're not really close. Okay. Is there a player that you want that? Sometimes you can find a player that just, it just triggers the AI and they go, yeah, I like that deal. And we can just go ahead and do that. Ooh, I like him, man. He's only 24. High work ethic. Yeah, I mean, the ratings have been going up, up and up and up and up and up and up. What about that guy for Los Angeles? Shop a player. Can we get him for? I don't want to give up Stroman. I need Stroman. I've traded all the other infield options. Dan Boyer doesn't really change anything. Dan Ashley doesn't change anything. Pacheco doesn't change anything. Eichstad doesn't change anything. Andrade. And I had somebody in my leave a comment saying that, in his own way, that he didn't like the idea that I wasn't using hard mode for trades, and I guess sorry, I'm not sure what to tell you. Hard mode is fun, but it also makes the videos take an infinite amount of time because you got to sit there and figure out the deals. So yeah, I apologize, but this is how we do it here. All right. A game against Los. So we'll play a few games. Maybe we'll get through the New York series and we'll take a look again. 4-0 win behind Mason Black, and maybe we don't need a new starter. Callis is 9 for 27 with 3 home runs. It's working out so far. Callis homers, Caminero homers, Cuevas 2 hits, Black 7 shutout innings. Final game against Las Vegas is a 1-0 win in 10. So the offense doesn't get it done, but the pitching does. A 2-hitter, we strike out 11. Halling, Kurt, Waldrop, Walker. So again, our pitching staff continues to improve. Our hitting is good enough, but we may see if there's another option. So let's go ahead and sim here against New York. 9-2 victory, and we're not gaining any at all on Arizona. They're winning right alongside us. Lewis 2 for 4, 4 RBIs. Caminero 3 for 5. Yeah, I mean, I think signing Caminero is the play, but he wants a long-term deal. I mean, would he take 5 years with an opt-out after year 3, and we do something like, 13, 15, 20, 17-5? 17-5? Would he take something like that? And we're not far off. I think he just wants the longer deal. So what about 6 years with an opt-out after 3? And we take this to 13, 15, 20. Oops. I'm sure he'll take $175 million. I mean, we're not far off. I just don't want to piss him off right now. So, all right, we got Seamus today, and we win again 5-0, and we lose Howling for 3 months. Damn it. All right. So we're going to have to figure out a pitching situation. Cassius hits his 22nd. Yamamoto goes 8. That stinks. That stinks because he was really good. All right, so pitching. Starting pitching. Do we have a starting pitcher in the minor leagues that's ready to go? We don't. We've got plenty of guys that are close. You know, if any of these guys were 50s up and down the board, they would be up. All right, well, let's figure out what's on the block because now we got to make that deal. Starters. It's just got to be somebody who's good enough. Snelling is making 10. I mean, if they want to retain, yeah, I'm not giving you one of my better prospects. I'm just not doing it. Excuse me. Boyer. Yeah, they want my best prospects. I just can't do it. Walker, Stroman, Staley. All right, well, we're close now. And this is the part that they don't like. They don't like the adding players and then backing other players off. And reality is, I don't really care. You know what I mean? Like I'm playing the game to enjoy it, and this is how I choose to enjoy it. So if you aren't enjoying my playthrough, there are dozens of other out of the park baseball streamers out there that you can find. So we're gonna make this deal right here. Dan Boyer, Ismael Contreras, Juan Gallegos, and Jaheim Adewale. Really good defensively. 10th round pick in 2027. Yeah, really good defensive catcher. Gallegos, 24-year-old. We drafted him in the 8th round. Probably a second baseman with that arm. But pretty good bat. Ismael Contreras, who average bat, below average defense, but he's hitting well in Double-A and he's blocked. And then Dan Boyer, who's not really a shortstop. So, and in return, we'll get Robbie Snelling. I don't know how good he's going to be, but he will be our 5th starter now. And I don't know that we have the pieces really to make another deal unless I'm willing to give up one of my high-end prospects. We'll sim through another few days and then kind of see how things go. All right, so we win again, 5-1. 3 RBIs for Cassius. He hits his 23rd. Caminero hits his 9th with us. He's hitting 360. I mean, he's just going to get more and more expensive by the day. Gasser goes 5 1/3. Day off, and then Pittsburgh. 10-2 loss. There's 3. Yeah, we cannot gain on Arizona. They just keep winning ball games. 3-0 win. Rafaela 2 hits and an RBI. Snelling goes 6 in his debut. I mean, I'll take it. I will take it. Harrison goes today against Pittsburgh. 6-0 win, so back-to-back shutouts. 3 hits, 2 RBIs for Royce. Caminero with yet another home run. Cuevas, 2 hits and an RBI. She wants a 7-year contract. That takes him until he's 35. The game likes him. I'm afraid he's going to opt out, and that demand's going to skyrocket. But either way, we should be able to afford. I mean, I'm just going to hold off on re-signing him probably until the season ends. And my guess is I'll have some money to play with because if you look at our salaries, we've got Waldrop, who's due to make 7. Probably not going to pay him that. I don't know. Yamamoto's probably going to opt out, and then we're going to have to pay a huge ARB number. So it could get funky in the offseason. We will see. Harrison's due 37 next year, so he's due a bump. Jet Williams gets his first bump. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to start relying on some of our pitching prospects to come up next year to go with Harrison, Yamamoto, and Black. And then we'll have to just figure out offense. We'll have to figure out the offense. All right, Colorado. Now we're in Colorado. We got swept in Colorado the last time I played there. And we win here 5-2 behind Fumito Yamamoto. Cassius with his 25th home run. Urena hits his 5th with us. And yeah, Cassius, just as I talk about not wanting to resign him, he starts to rake. It's just the way it is. Yamamoto 5 2/3. Gasser today. It's an 8-3 win. Rafaela 3 for 5. Kalaz hits his 4th home run of the year for us. Cuevas a couple of hits. Decent outing from Gasser, but the bullpen gets it done. We'll get through St. Louis, and then we'll take one more look at the trade block. We look for the sweep, and we get it with a 12-7 victory offense. Crushing it today. Lewis with 2 home runs, Blyce, Cassius with 2 home runs, Urena and Buxton. That average really low for Byron, only 212, but an 822 OPS. He's given us a ton of power. 9 home runs and 85 at-bats. I'll take that for sure. Black doesn't pitch well, but gets the win. All right, now St. Louis. Another win. We get 2 hits, 5 RBIs from Caminero. He has been ridiculous. The problem is that's the exception, not the rule. Like, he has never hit this well. So that leads me to believe that, he's at his career. He's at 17 home runs on the year. Yeah, he was literally a negative WAR player for 60 games in Tampa this year. I would love to bring him back. Well, I'll keep an eye on it during the August and September portion of things. Rafaela goes 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. Buxton hits another homer. Snelling goes 8. Neely gets hit hard. Waldrop comes in and finishes. Harrison today, another win. We're 6.5 out. Guerrero hits his 3rd home run. He's been great. This has been fantastic. We're one of the best catching tandems in the league now. Harrison goes 5 1/3. He doesn't get the win, but he strikes out 10. That ERA is down to 2.69. They got Tink Hence today against Yamamoto. And we finally lose a game. All right, let's get through the Austin series. We win 9-4 in the first game of the series. Rafaela 3 hits, Cuevas 3 hits. He homers, Callis homers, Rafaela homers. So those acquisitions we made in June have been doing a nice job for us here so far. Buxton, we sign him off the scrap heap. He's hitting 240 with 10 bombs. Gasser gets the win. Another victory. Mason Black again, who's now 7-3 in 11 starts for us. Royce Lewis with his 19th homer goes 3 for 5. Cuevas drives in a couple of runs. All right, final game. We'll take a look at the block one more time, and we win again 2-1. Tristan Cassius with a 2-run homer in the first, or hit a home run in the first. Snelling's 3-0. Works for me. Works for me. Hurt gives up another run. Walker gets another save. All right. So one more look at the block. Yeah, it might be a pretty quick episode given that most of the trades we made in June. So it's the 30th. Let's take a look at the block. We don't really need a starter anymore. I think we're set there. What about relievers? Church was that guy that was the 2-pitch pitcher, yeah. Who does he replace? I guess it would be Colton Hartman, right? He's given up 7 runs in 9 innings. Has he gotten any plate appearances? Yeah, he's 0 for 4. I guess we could use an upgrade. Campbell's been much, much better. He was really bad, really bad the first 2 months of the year. But look at May, June, and July. He's been kind of back to the way he was last year. So I'm not worried about him. Little and Hurd have been great. Waldrop's been okay. Neely's been really good. Walker's been really good. So Jackson Job's making 13. I liked guy with the Cubs, which was, I don't even remember who it was. Grant Holman. Chase Lee's making $4.5 million. I'm always looking for those inefficiencies, right? Looking for those pitchers that aren't making a lot of money, and maybe they're still ARB eligible, and I can keep them for a couple of years at a reduced cost. Can bring back Dylan to break. He hasn't pitched well this year. Yeah, I don't know that there's a move out there for us right now. What about batters, just out of curiosity? McLean. He's only making 13. I mean, he's not bad. He's making 13 this year, 14 next. I don't want to pay next season. Junko Lee's out. Jacob Melton. Grant Pauly. Sawinski might be fun if he can stay healthy. Make him our starting center fielder and send Blyce down to the minors and have a Sawinski and Buxton. Sawinski and a Buxton tandem in center field this year. Maybe. Can we do that? Yeah, I don't think so. Sawinski's a free agent. He might be somebody I look at in free agency. I love that profile. It's just a thing with me. All right, let's just get through the month. And yeah, we'll just get through July here. Get through the deadline. Take a look at the stats real quick. See if there's anybody we want to move around in the minors, and we'll call it an episode. So we win on the 31st, 7-2. Lewis, couple hits, couple RBIs. Urena and Blyce both homers, so Miguel hears me talking about sending him to the minors, and he hits a home run. Harrison picks up his 12th win. And what do we have for player development? Hurt gets worse, but I mean he's not. And he wants his ARB number is going to be too much. We're likely not bringing him back. Cuevas gets better. That's huge. It's all current though, so the overall didn't jump at all. Eric Nelson gets a little worse. Arlington Cheryl rather gets better. I mean he's okay. He's a prospect that we drafted who isn't really. I mean he's not that good, but Henry gets better at third. He's still not hitting, but Fountain, he's not hitting at all. Del Medico, he's not hitting, but he could be a good shortstop replacement a couple years down the road. All right, anybody that needs to come up, Bolivar, I mean, he's just not there yet. I just can't. He's just not there. Lammers, he's hitting, but he's not ready either. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to rush any of these guys. I don't care if they're 24. They're just not ready. How did Harrington do that month? He's not pitching. He's not hitting, but he's got to, he's 20 years old. He's got to start playing against higher level talent. So he's going to stay in A-ball the rest of the year. Fennell's been getting better. ERA down to 5.5. We're going to leave him there the rest of the season. Yeah, so I don't think we're making any. Staley's up to a 50, up to a 60. Yeah, I mean, if he ends up, if we come into next season with Staley and Burgess, both at, 50, 50, 50 with still room to grow, they'll be in our rotation next year. That's just how it is. And then if Furness can end up at 50, 50, 50, he'll be a, bullpen guy, long reliever. Same thing with Maldonado. So we might be using 4 of our young players in the bullpen next year to help save us some money. So that's going to do it, guys. McKernan, we traded for him. That's going to do it for this episode. I am going to offensively Jet Williams up to 4.6 WAR, on pace for 6.2 on the season. That was a good signing. Royce Lewis having a great season. I think he's an opt-out after next season, so we have him or no, wait. I think that means he has a player option for 30. So we may be looking at replacing Royce Lewis here after this season. We will see. Sean Noel having a good year, 3.6 WAR. Cassius hitting for power. Urena's at 265 for us. Camanero's at 323, but 34 RBIs in 36 games. Cuevas is 27 RBIs in 46 games. Rafael is starting to hit. Buxton's been raking. Guerrero's been really good as our backup. Blyce is really the only one not hitting. Same thing with Stroman, but he's more of a backup. And then Kalaz for us is at 295 with 5 home runs. So that's been working out well. Pitching-wise, our starting pitching continues to be electric here since we made the moves at the back end of our rotation. And then our bullpen is our bullpen. Our bullpen's really, really good. So that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Next time we're going to be at the end of the regular season. We have a 15-game wild card lead, so it looks like we're making the playoffs. The question is, can we catch Arizona? My guess would be no, but if we get close, I'll come back before the regular season ends. If not, we'll come back as the wild card, and hopefully, finally, we can get over the hump. So that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.